Welcome to Bourbon Badges, the podcast, season 6, episode 20-something, 1 or 2 or whatever.
Just said it, 21.
21, episode 21. I'm Hound Dog, along with Slow Ride, Rod, Knitter, and Dope Dog. How y'all doing?
Man, I hope I got the music on the intro right this time. Did y'all notice this past week that it was just about 2 seconds slow starting?
Wasn't way off.
I don't think our fans will care.
No.
Our fans.
What, all three of them?
I wasn't going to say that.
Four of the sevens on here right now.
I don't think our fan will care. Yeah.
What's been going on, fellas?
Man, oh man.
Here we are, Tuesday night.
Ready to drink some bourbon? Ready to drink some bourbon and talk popo stuff.
Guess what I had for lunch today?
Liver mush sandwich.
Yes.
Did you really?
Did you really? No
It
shit.
raised.
Oh, nice.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
No, man, at Ray's.
Raised.
No, wait a minute. You just got through saying you flew in. So
I did.
You took a plane to Gastonia?
To Charlotte.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought you was going some far away, strange place. You know, these wonderful
It was
stories
a
to tell.
far away, strange place. I mean, I wasn't Gastonia.
What'd you do here?
What is Gastonia?
What'd you have to do here?
I just did some stuff around the house and some housekeeping stuff and that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
So, I went out and hung out with some of the boys from Street Crimes a little bit and that kind of thing.
I'll tell you something, and these guys probably back me up on this. You'll realize, Dobie, about every month or about every 3 months or so, or maybe you'll have less and less and less contact with your buddies, and to the point.
Correct.
Very true. Very true.
Correct.
You move to Alabama and never come back.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, heck, you can be in the same town and not get contact with them.
True.
Yeah, it's the same way at first, man. When I first retired, man, guys are calling me to see what's going on. And every time I'd hear something going on, I call, hey man, what's going on? And it just started, just.
Now it's crickets.
Now there's a handful on the street. Them boys, they're consistent. But we were really, really close. So, but I did see Chief Worcester. He is going December 1st.
He's retiring. Assistant Chief Worcester.
Assistant Chief Worcester retiring December 1st.
He knew he was going to be a school teacher.
I knew he was going to be teaching. I think.
He's already got it set up. He's going to take a little bit off, then a little bit of time off, then go into teaching. Yeah, good for him.
His I hope he won't mind that his son is a heck of an athlete. Is actually being recruited by Chapel Hill and Wake Forest and several other
Let's go now. We're talking about Assistant Chief Aaron Worcester with the Gastonia Police Department, North Carolina.
Yeah, his son is a linebacker at South Point.
Oh, cool.
He takes after his dad. I mean, he's like 6'2", 230 going into the 11th grade. I mean, he takes after his dad.
Heck
Yeah. He actually had trips to Wake Forest and UNCC and then Chapel Hill and several other people have been in contact trying to recruit him to play football.
Oh, good deal.
That's
good
good.
for him.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. So, hey, now, we got some feedback from the last podcast.
We did.
And I understand, Rod Knitter, you know this guy personally. Ross Porter, 2140 is his, I guess, what is that?
Guess that's his
YouTube
sign-on
name.
thing? Or just,
Or YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
We suggest two things. He, of course, and brother, we appreciate it. Give him a shout out. Who is he, Rod?
He is a ex-Charlotte Mecklenburg police officer who I used to work with. We used to patrol. And, I mean, literally, like, work together. And he went and decided to leave Charlotte and move to Florida for his wife's family's down there. More support, closer to family and stuff. And he got on with I think I'm okay to talk about this. He got on with the Sebring police force down there in Florida, Sebring, Florida.
Oh, cool.
So, and he's one of the guys, you guys are just talking about how you lose touch with people when you get out and all that stuff. We don't lose touch. So we talk several times a year, and I've been down to Florida, and when I'm down there, a lot of times I'll let him know, and we'll meet somewhere and shoot the shit, have some
Catch
lunch,
up,
whatever. Yeah.
Well, he supports the show, and brother, we appreciate you supporting the show. And also, he knows you well, I guess personally, and from the podcast. He suggests we do a drinking game.
Yeah, he knows I got a very dirty potty mouth at times.
It's not
as
the
the
Brooklyn coming out in you, is it, Ron?
as the Rantnator title suggests. So he suggested in one of his questions, one of his comments was, we should have a drinking game that every time I drop an F-bomb, we should all drink. And I think the last podcast we did, I just watched. I mean, I think I did 8 or 9. And I didn't even realize that.
I only have half a bottle. You think it's going to be enough? Do I need to go back to the cabinet?
Yeah, Dobie Dog signed. Today we were talking in our podcast meeting, and he said, "Maybe I need to get a half gallon." I mean, I didn't know I was that. I don't apologize because fuck it.
Here's
I mean,
the thing, though. Do we all have to drink if any of us say it?
I just dropped the bomb. Go ahead. I just said, "Fuck it."
Here you go.
That's 2. So yes,
All right,
we got.
man.
Does it apply if
I
any
guess
of us say it?
we're going to play the drink game. Just Rodnator, apparently.
Okay, because we wouldn't make it through.
what are
You
we
guys,
drinking?
you guys are clean mouth. I never hear you guys. I need to be curse. I just realized I think I'm the problem.
You need to check tonight from old Hound Dog. Okay, Hound Dog, what are you drinking tonight, brother?
I am drinking 1792 small batch.
Solid.
Okay.
All right.
Never had it.
1792 small batch. I'm sure you're behind this. And people can't see it. On the listening side and on the video side, you can't see what's written on our screens.
It's a good thing.
And what it does is, I guess, in case we didn't know each other, in case we had a guest, we'd know his name, and each of us have our names on there. And underneath my name, Hound Dog put Rainbow Warrior.
Now, what makes you think Hound Dog did that?
Because I see
I don't
Baker smile.
think-
Everybody,
I don't think Hound
Rod,
Dog
look,
did
the
it.
Rodnator did it.
I don't think
Rod
Hound Dog
Nader's
did
pointing
it.
at his face.
I don't think Hound Dog did it because look
Didn't
under
Rod
Hound
Nader.
Dog's Hound Dog's name.
They don't know Hound Dog's name. It says, "Go fuck yourself."
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
And that was prompted by the comment there.
And Double D, Dobie Dog's the turtle lover.
He's the turtle lover today.
I do what I can do. You know,
Yeah,
I help
we
out
have
where I can.
We
And
have
I
to
messed
keep
up too,
Hound
man.
Dog's
I don't
job
have
going.
I don't have a moniker on there. It's just my regular name.
Oh, it's
my government name,
that's
man.
not your regular.
Yeah, it's your government name, dude. You shouldn't have that on here.
man.
Man,
The
they know
police
where to
gonna
find you
find
now,
me.
dude. You're screwed now.
What about what's that?
Yeah.
That's our favorite button. I guess everybody needs to know that.
Yeah, that is.
That is a good
What's-
button.
Yeah.
All right, Hound Dog. Hound Dog shows what he's drinking. What you guys drinking?
Dobie?
Old Faithful.
Oh, nice.
Buffalo Trace.
Can't get wrong with it.
I went to the ABC store because I was tired of drinking the same stuff all the time.
He's
And I
tired of
looked
drinking
for-
scotch.
I was looking or Irish whiskey or Canadian or fucking Russian vodka, whatever the fuck I want to drink.
Vladimir.
Oh yeah, there you go. I'm gonna try and keep a tally.
I think that's 3.
4 so far.
4. So I got some, and I don't know if you guys ever heard of this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Virgin
yeah, man.
bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you, yeah, you have? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Absolutely.
Buck's probably brought that to the podcast once or twice.
I'm
I've
sure.
never heard of it. 101 proof virgin bourbon. That's the
I
name
saw
of
it, but I didn't get it.
For people who can't see
$3.99 a
it.
fifth.
Yeah, it was $15 or so. Price point's good. $15.
Well, I can't say much. Mine wasn't much more than that. Benchmark single barrel.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So
That's a good
I
one.
already been in it this week, so
while we're on the topic of bourbon, trivia question. I saw this other day. Just got popped in my head.
False.
So, where did the word a shot of whiskey, where did that originate from? Do you know?
Ooh, I know.
I
know.
heard it.
Where did it get? Hound Dog?
Hound Dog, yeah, the floor.
Because back in the, I say the cowboy days,
Yeah.
they would trade a shot, like a bullet, for a
Drink
sip
of
of whiskey.
Drink of whiskey. In this
And
case,
it come
shot.
to be known as shot.
Yep.
Because they were the
Yeah,
same price.
Hound
They
Dog.
cost the same thing, so they would trade one for the other.
All right, man. I got one for you as well. That Rodney, you knew this. You drinking that Scotch stuff? Do you know what a dram is?
It's some
Maybe
kind
some-
of measure. I don't know what.
It is. It's like
Yeah, it's a-
1/16 of an ounce.
It's like
Is
a
that- is that
very,
right?
very little,
Oh,
very
yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh. Is that Scottish or something? Is that why you say it's Scotch?
I think so. It's Welsh or Scottish or something.
Welsh?
I said we need to stop this when somebody
There's
learns
a-
something from this show.
Because
and
I
ruins our
remember
credibility.
it from the movie
This
Young
isn't an
Guns.
educational show. We're fucking up.
But
Oh,
there,
give
there's
people
a
education.
there's a bourbon out there called Midwinter's Night Dram. I think
Guys,
that's what it
I
is.
just dropped an F-bomb. Drink your fucking drink.
Oh, did you? I
That's
missed
another
it.
one.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
We'll be drunk.
I would have to pick the
All
101
right.
proof. Ugh. It's going to be a long night.
I almost broke out the Bookers, and I'm glad I did because it's 124.
Yo, yeah, you'll be wide
Hey,
eyed open.
hey, Dub, the same thing. I was going to bring up. I can't think of the name of it now, but it's 117 proof. And I thought, nope, not if we're playing that game tonight. We're not.
I got a question. I got a question
get a
about
beer.
I got a question about the Knob Creek stuff we were thinking about all doing together. The
Yeah,
the
the
rye.
bourbon rye.
I saw 2 of them. I saw one that said Knob Creek bourbon whiskey rye, and then I saw a Knob Creek rye. There's
It's
two
nice.
separate
All
ones.
right. Hey,
Bourbon-
if you
bourbon
guys
rye.
would excuse me for 1 second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go,
go
please
ahead.
do.
He's got to
Which
call
one
the
we
rep.
talking about,
He's
Hondo?
calling the Knobs Creek rep.
Yeah, he's got him on
Yeah.
speed dial.
Yeah, speak down.
Which one are we talking about there, Hound Dog?
It's the bourbon rye.
Bourbon
It's
whiskey?
no bourbon rye. It's their new one, the newest one
It's
they
just,
have out.
it's just a Knob Creek bourbon rye.
No, that's
It's in that. You sent a picture of it, right? A link or something?
There was two. The reason I'm asking is because
Oh,
on the
you
shelf in the ABC store,
yeah.
there was a Knob Creek rye and there was a Knob Creek bourbon rye. Literally on the label, there was two
Okay.
different labels, and I
The
was gonna
bourbon
grab
rye was the one.
the bourbon rye. Okay.
Yeah, I think I know Slow got him one the other day, and when he comes
Okay.
back on, we'll make sure that's what it is.
I'll clear it with him. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got something different because I was just tired of drinking the same shit off my cart. And,
I gotta
Yeah.
go get something different because I gotta add something else to my
The Infinity bottle.
I should know better too than to think that anything I buy you guys haven't seen because you work in
Okay.
the ABC store.
You
So I
know,
don't
you
know
know,
what the fuck I'm thinking.
okay, this is
That's what we're
Drink
going to be
double.
drinking.
Drink,
so
Dobie. Drink, Hound Dog.
Oh,
about my
Y'all
Infinity
see this?
bottle.
Yeah, bourbon rye. Okay, that's the answer to my
That's,
question
that's
right
the
there.
one, yeah.
yeah.
That's it. Okay.
So about my
Take a
Infinity
drink, Steve.
bottle. I'll tell you a story about my Infinity bottle.
God
It's getting
dang,
pretty close
Rod.
to getting up there.
So,
So
I'm not
I
doing
had
it on
this-
purpose either. Go ahead, Dope. Sorry.
So I had this notebook and I had everything listed of everything I put in it, right? And the proof and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what happened to it?
Toilet paper.
No.
Throw it away.
Dog ate it.
Bingo.
Yeah, dog ate it.
Bucket.
Did he get drunk?
And that's not even. That's not your homework. We're talking about some bourbon paperwork. That's some serious
Yeah.
shit.
Well, I'll tell you another story about this. So, before we get it on a side note, but it made me think of this. I go to court one day, and I'm in court, and they say, you're done, you can leave. So I leave, and I go run a track, find the guy. Come back, put the dog in the back of the
All
car.
right, you got
and
to explain this, W, as if
right.
non-police personnel is listening.
So I'm sitting in court, and I've got my cases, my DWI cases, and various cases.
You wasn't
They
a
say
defendant.
No, I was not a defendant.
This time.
Okay.
This time. So anyway, so the DA says you're clear. You don't have any more cases. You're free to go. You go back, and I go back to work the road, doing my thing. So they get a call, and somebody's ran from the police. So I get
And
the
you're a
dog.
canine officer.
My scanning officer was my first dog justice, and it was down there off of Sherman and Fifth. So I track him, find him in the kudzu. I put the dog on the ground. Dog start tracking. Justice tracks right to him, finds him. We're good. Put him back in the car, and I go get my information from about the suspect's name for my paperwork. So when I got out of court, I put all my notes in the front passenger seat in one of those little carriers that you have a carrier where you put all the different shelves and slots and you put all your work paperwork in. So I put it in there.
He told you notes. That's notes for your cases for court that
from
day.
my DWI case. So
Which is important to have
Which is
because it's a
important.
record of shit, right?
You need that. You need that.
you need that. Very important.
It's kind of important.
'cause it's what you document, right? All my
Yeah.
facts, all the reasons, my probable suspicion, and everything I did to prove the guy was drinking and drunk and everything else. So I go back and I talk to the officers and I get the suspect's name for my paperwork. Come back, I start to drive because they called me and they said, we need you to come back to court. Sure, okay. I come back up there and I start driving and I hear this rustling of like paper in the back of my car. What's that in the back of my car? I stop and I look out. That damn fucking justice had pulled it, reached to the front,
Oh.
grabbed my DWI notes, pulled them through, and ate them. True story. So
Justice.
I go up to the DA. I said, "You're not going to believe this." She's like, "What?" I said, "My dog ate my DWI notes." She
Damn
goes,
right.
You're shitting.
That's
me."
hilarious.
She goes, "This is like the kid that his dog ate." Oh no, I'm serious, Judy. He
tell her-
ate my notes.
I'm going to get them back. It's going to take about probably 6 hours, but I'll get them
Yeah.
back.
Did you question justice and say, hey,
Had to paste them together.
did you get paid off? Defendant pay you off with some dog biscuits to eat that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ended up, the guy pled guilty. I didn't have to use my notes.
He pled guilty anyway.
Yes. So she's like, the DA, Jeannie Miller, she's like, "You're kidding me. You know, this is like the kid that the dog ate. How much she goes, you're making this." I said, "No, I'm telling you, he ate my notes."
That's funny.
So it's a true story. So
There
that
you
just
go.
made me think of that.
Well, and how many times that actually happened? That they excuse you from court or you put in for vacation, you go miss your court date. That's when these defendant lawyers want to try it once you leave because they think you're not coming back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And DWIs are the worst because they will go on.
I can't.
Everything they can.
I always tried to avoid it for those reasons because that's all I heard is they would keep continuing. And the problem is not that they try. I understand the chess match going on here, but it's the judge should not allow. But like one time, like they shouldn't allow this so many. But when they allow, they're just waiting for something to happen in an officer's life where he can't make it or something happens or sick, blah blah blah, and that's what they do. But I guess it's part of the game,
And Gastonia was so bad about that they finally came out and said, we're going to have 1 week. We're going to this week every so often. And
DWI
all we're going to do is DWI court because they were so backlogged for that same reason, Rob.
No, you're exactly right.
I'm so glad.
Side note, didn't mean you're on a rabbit hole, but you know how that goes.
No, man, it's cop rabbit hole. We're allowed to do that. Producer Steve.
The funny thing about
we're allowed to do rabbit holes for cop stuff, aren't we?
Okay, the funny thing about it was when I first left the courtroom to go run the track. So I leave, and the DA, I said, I'm leaving, I got to go run a track with the dog. He said, well, I said, Officer Hart needs me, she isn't the dog.
And running a track for a dog means you're tracking somebody.
Tracking a suspect. So
a bad guy, right.
Bad guy. So I said, Officer Hart needs me to go, somebody ran from her, and I need to take the dog out there and run a track. He says, well, can you, at one point he says, well, can you come back when you give her the dog?
like you loan the dog out.
I wasn't, Rodney, I wasn't ignoring you. I was trying to find the correct answer button.
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
he thought, the DA, well, I was going to go take my dog, hand him to another officer. That officer's going to go run the track, and I come back to
loan him
court.
the dog.
Sorry, that was accident.
Okay,
That's
we got
that
the
law
button.
degree hard at work.
No, I know.
Yeah, people don't know that stuff.
Good
Okay,
gosh, man. What
that's
are you
not
doing?
me. Look, it's Hound Dog. That was not me.
My hands are right here. I don't know what to
It's
do with
one
my
of you
hands.
guys.
Hands
I
up.
don't have.
right.
I don't have a button with a bell on it.
I don't either.
All right, I got the soundboard over here, but there's also a built-in soundboard. Yeah, see, there's also a built-in soundboard with Riverside, the platform we use to run the show.
I need to find that son of a bitch.
So who's hitting it? Do you think Hound Dog's hitting it? You think he's up to no good?
It's either,
That
hey,
look
Rod,
on
you
his
throwing
face.
me
Is it
under
a
the bus?
Rod
'cause I know
Nader
it's
or
your
something?
ass.
I'm
I know
asking.
it's your ass, Rod.
I'm investigating right now.
Yeah.
I'm investigating right now.
all right. Dobie, haven't figured it out because one of them was fired.
See,
Oh, no.
as soon as Rod Nader threw me under the bus, I knew it was him.
I don't know.
I
That
accused
was-
you of stuff earlier. It was Rod Nader.
The look on Hound Dog's face was.
Oh, he looks guilty.
Everybody, listen up real quick. You motherfuckers.
While we're talking about DWIs, I want to tell you the very first DWI guy that I charged with DWI in 1986, he had a gallon of wine on the front seat of his pickup truck called Big John Wine.
Big John Wine.
And it was probably about that much from the bottom. He drank, 3/4 of it.
Was it one of those big jug type things, or was it a bottle?
No, it's a big jug, like a.
Like it was a
a
homemade
Big John
wine.
wine sounds like a big redneck jug type.
That's what it
shit
was.
that
Exactly
you do
what
like
it was.
this.
That's
You're in
exactly what it was.
Gastonia. What did you expect?
You are
Yeah.
in G-Town. When in G-Town, do as G-Town does.
And we were on the west side of Gastonia, so there you go.
So
There you go.
I had one. I was going down the airline, and this guy drives onto the sidewalk, and he's driving down this sidewalk. I was like, shit, he's got to be hammered. And he drives like the length of a yard and comes back on. I stop him. I walk up to the car and say, hey, buddy, how you been? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I said, where you come from? Oh, I'm coming from the bootlegger's house over there on 2nd. See, I got my white liquor right here. I'm like,
Well, there you go.
Man, what an honest dude. I might have let him get a walk on that one, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Hey,
really?
brother, I might need to call you a ride or something.
Yeah, man. And let me follow you home real quick, brother. Let me
Go to
get you to
bootlegger's
say
house.
I don't want that liquor to go to waste.
Hey, I tell you, go ahead,
ahead.
Hound Dog.
No, go ahead.
Talking about the wine thing made me think Roy McInturf. We're riding 2-man cars, uniform officers, and a wine or somebody got hit by a train. He's DRT. It's dead right there. But his wine bottle didn't bust. It hadn't been opened. So we went around convenience store trying to find out who this guy is because we didn't know who he was. No ID. We go into one convenience store over on I can't think of the name of the road, but go in. We talking to the clerk. I go in the back, give me a Diet Coke and a bottle, sit there talking a little bit. Then Roy and I leave. About 3 minutes later, I thought, Roy, did I pay for this drink? He goes, hey, I don't know. So we go back and ask the clerk, he said, hey, brother, said, we were just in here. Did I buy this drink? He says, no, man, but I wasn't going to say nothing to you. So I paid him for the drink. I went and paid him for the drink.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah, because anything but Popo stealing a drink.
Exactly.
No.
So
That'd be funny to hear your you hear your car number get called over. Yeah, a cop just stole a Pepsi from me.
Be on the lookout for car
on the lookout.
25. Car 25.
They call him slow ride.
Hey, was it you that was working the front desk when you left for a second and somebody stole the car?
Oh, yeah.
Was that you? I mean, I thought you'd tell that story.
Yeah, man. Rome, he left us. And Mike Rome used to work on our shift. And back then, we didn't have take-home cars. We had just pool cars. And Mike Rome's is cold.
Now a pool car is one. It's just a collection of cars, and you get a set of keys, and you go grab a car. It's just It's just not an assigned car.
Right. Yeah,
and
sometimes we call
it. You get the worst one.
Yeah, sometimes it's called hot seating call. Sometimes you're in the back waiting for the shift before you pull up. He gets out of the car. You get right back in the same car and never turns it off.
Right, right.
As a matter of fact, his car 33. Mike Rome, he had befriended this fella, and this guy said that he had jumped on a train, came to Gastonia for his mom's funeral. Mike Rome had a big heart, so he believed everything. Took the guy out to eat. Took him by the post office on Main Avenue to because this door's never locked. It's the post office. And he go there and stay warm for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mike comes by I'm working the front desk. He comes in the back of the station. He says, I need to change cars. This one's messed up. He throws the keys. I lay it on my desk, and it's behind a partition, half wall, half glass, and about this much room you can reach between the glass and the wall and the actual wall. Mm-hmm. He gets another car. He leaves. I tell dispatch at that time. Dispatch is behind me. This all glass walls for them. They can see out. I tell dispatch, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. We'll be right back. I come back. I know his car keys are gone. I'm thinking, Ron must have left something in the car. Come back, got the keys. 3 a.m. You get call a radio, emergency traffic car 33, emergency car 33, and dispatch calls me and says, what should we do? I said, ask him what's going on. Yeah, the same guy came back down, reached in there, grabbed the keys, stole the car, and somewhere in Monroe, it ran out of gas. The car just sitting in the middle of the road, ran out of gas.
How long was the car missing before you guys?
It had been 2-3
come clean.
hours.
You're not working no more. Come clean. How long that fucker drive?
Yeah. It had to be 2 or 3. Hey,
Man,
the only thing saved me.
At least an hour. You said
I just dropped an F-bomb. Drink it slow. Pick up your damn shit. Let's go.
But anyway, so it's at least from Gastonia to Monroe, at least an hour.
So you guys, about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Mark car.
Oh yeah, black and white. Now the
Did he have
major
lights on the whole time.
He called me. He called me to the station. Hey, this is back when it was a single one round bulb on the top.
Oh man,
the
the
machine.
That's
the
how
bulb-
long
I'm
ago
sorry,
it
it's
was.
going
Yeah.
wow, wow, wow.
It makes that noise.
We are dating ourselves.
You like oil that mother. You know what? Yeah.
Oh man, I had my glass in my hand. I was ready.
Oil
to
that
go.
motherfucker.
There you go.
How many are we up to, Slow? You're not even keeping track, are you?
You're 8.
8.
What saved me was Major called me and said, how did this happen? We explained it away. He said, you think we do better? I said, yes, sir. Said, actually, if you reach in and where you grab the keys off that desk, all the spare keys are hanging on little peg hooks right there underneath the window.
I remember that.
I said, yes, sir. We can move those. And that way nobody can steal any of them. He said, you got a point. Free to go.
Yeah.
Well,
and just
That's true story.
Reference to
That's
that.
the one time you did get out of trouble.
All our keys. Yeah. All our keys were in key boxes locked up, or they were on boards that had like a peg system, but it was locked. Like you couldn't pull the peg off without unlocking the peg.
Gastonia wasn't that far advanced.
Oh, no. I tell you, Officer Jeff Wooten, who's been on this show before several times, he is working off duty at a nightclub. In the night, he goes in, gets paid. As he's coming out, he starts his car to get in his car. Somebody hollers, hey, man, there's a fight in the back parking lot. He jumps from his car, runs around there's nothing. Comes back to see his black and white taillights going down the road.
Golly.
Stupid.
They recovered his car in Cramerton, a little small town between us and Charlotte.
We had one about 6 years before I retired. Officer had a big fight call at the Leather and Lace, the strip club. And
which one?
The strip club down the one in Gastonia. So somebody got in his car and was cussing or raising hell on the radio. And they're like, "Who is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's the back of his car."
Wow.
They're in his car.
They're like, "Hey, I thought Covered retired."
Good Lord. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, and if I got cops call it by the last name. My last name's Covered, and that's what we're talking about. Slow
Says so right there on the screen.
Well, our viewers can't see this.
I know. I hate they can't see our screen because we have some pretty good stuff on the screen.
Pretty good little things going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the audio side and video side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's segue into something. We got.
You know what I want to talk about?
Let's hear
Talk about it.
I want to talk about this Tyreek Hill thing. Does everybody know? Everybody heard of this? Really, you guys?
Oh, yeah.
Familiar with what happened?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
give background who this cat
So,
is.
little background. Tyreek Hill is a fantastic player, awesome receiver for the Miami Dolphins. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs for years. Won Super Bowls with him. Was one of Mahomes's. Mahomes is the quarterback in the Kansas City Chiefs. One of his favorite targets, and he's called the Cheetah. He's known to was the fastest man in the NFL until there's a guy in there now, a rookie, who's a little bit faster. But anyway, his name's Tyreek Hill. He's now with the Miami Dolphins. So he is driving. Apparently, he gets in his car, which is some kind of $200,000-$300,000
Nice looking ride.
sports car. Yeah, it's a very nice car, cool looking car. One of these 0 to 60s in like a split second, you know. And he's driving to the game. And apparently, according to and I'm speaking now from not just what I heard. I saw the body cam footage from when he passed the officer, and the officer got in behind, had to catch up to him and get to him. He passed, and an officer clocked him at a speeding, and he went to pull him over. He did pull him over, and he pulled to the side of the road. Everything's good to this point. But then the officer walks up to the car, and I think everybody's here seeing the body cam. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is everybody here seeing
Yeah,
it?
and for our viewers and listeners, you can find that on YouTube if you research it.
Oh yeah. It's just Google Tyreek Hill traffic stop or something like that. Anyway, so standard procedure: you walk up to the car, right, as a police officer, fellas, and you expect the window to be down when you get there. But if it's not, you ask them to roll the window down. You might even tap on it. Hey, could you roll your window down? And then you start talking and interacting with the driver. Standard procedure.
Yeah.
License, registration. Hey, the reason I stopped you was you speak. The whole thing. Well, long story short, there was a big to do with it because before I saw the body cam, all you saw on TV was Tyreek Hill being pulled out of the car by two officers, put on the ground and handcuffed. And of course, and in my opinion, when I say of course, I'm saying this is the usual thing that happens when white cops, or let me back up. They weren't even white cops. When cops that are not black are dealing with a black suspect, and it's somebody with a name recognition or somebody with, famous. It's not. This is always what seems to hit the headlines. Automatically, the cops were too rough, or this or that, or they treated him this way because he was driving, or driving while black. We all have heard that. And so all we see that the newsreel is him getting pulled out of the car, put on the ground and handcuffed right before a Miami Dolphin game. Why are there 4 cops? Why did they pull him out? Why are they treating him like this? Driving while black. Oh, my God, what did he do? And that's all you heard. Of course that's all you heard.
Yeah,
but
that's what the liberal media want you to hear.
Right. And I don't know why they demonize this all the time for no reason. Go ahead.
And to go along with that, Rod, the first thing I heard about it, I heard that he got arrested. And I hadn't seen any body cam. The first video I saw was his coach. And his coach, without seeing any body cam, going strictly off of what Tyreek said, was blaming the police and not holding Tyreek accountable. And just saying Tyreek didn't do anything, he wouldn't do that, so on and so on. Before he even knew anything, only thing he had to go on with what Hill told him. He was automatically assuming the police had done wrong and it was their fault.
Right. Well, you know what the sad thing is too? Like, think of this, guys. All of us were supervised, except for Hound Dog, but Hound Dog can relate. You know, if your officer comes to you asking what happened, and if I ask Slow what happened, Slow tells me A, B, C, and D, I'm going to believe Slow.
Right.
Because I think Slow would tell me the straight shot, right? And maybe the coach thought Tyreek would tell him the straight shot. You know, like,
right.
Don't tell me bullshit because I'm going out. I'm about to get on in front of a camera, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But apparently, Tyreek gave the coach the same thing. And long story short, so it got out there that cops roughed up Tyreek Hill, right, before the game for no reason, driving while black men in an expensive car, the usual racist stuff. It's all was bullshit. What really happened was when he got pulled over, the officer knocked on the window because the window wasn't down yet.
And how do you know this?
I watched the body cam.
Body camera of the officer.
The body cam from when he's on his motorcycle, sitting, clocking people going by, to Tyreek's car going by, and him getting in behind. I saw the whole thing. He gets in behind him, pulls him over, walks up to the car, and has to knock on the window and ask him to roll the window down, which you really shouldn't have to do. I mean, right?
Right.
You really
If you're
shouldn't
getting
have to do
pulled
that.
over,
officer's there.
you know
Right.
you're going
Knows
to
the
have to
officer.
communicate.
Right,
So,
right.
Yeah.
And just let me premise this: if you don't knock on the window, how do you what are you supposed to get in front of the car and put yourself in danger if the guy has a gun and say, "Hey, can you roll your window down?" No. So you tap on the window because the guy is dumb enough not to roll down the window because he knows he's going to have a conversation with a police officer who just pulled you over. Like he just pulled you over. You pulled over and acknowledged you know he's there. He's walking up to your car and you leave your window up. Step one, stupid. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a crime, but dumb, right? So if you don't want an officer knocking on your window, you should roll it down before he gets there because if you don't,
You know he's there.
he's going to knock on the window.
You already stopped for him.
And guess what
Yeah,
the
you
officer
stop for him,
did?
you know he's there.
The officer politely, with the back of his hand, knocked on the window with one finger. Tyreek rolls the window down and says, "Yo, don't knock on my window like that, though." He goes, "License registration? Yeah, don't knock on my window like that, though." And he repeated, I'm using his words, "Don't knock on my window like that, though." 5, 6, 7 times with every question the officer asked him. Why aren't you wearing your seatbelt? License registration. Blah, blah. And then he went into, just write me the ticket. And he rolls his window up. The officer knocks on the window again and says, "No, just leave your window down." He ignores him and gets on the phone. The officer's knocking on the window and says, "Sir, please leave your window down." Not even saying don't get on the phone, just leave your window down. His windows are tinted, heavily tinted, so it's difficult to see in the car. We still don't know who this guy is. We know he's Tyreek Hill. This officer apparently doesn't know he's Tyreek Hill.
See, I'm not a big NFL guy. I wouldn't know he's a player.
I wouldn't recognize
Right.
him as
I
Tyreek
wouldn't
Hill.
either. I wouldn't either.
Right. Now, a lot of people would know his name, but a lot of people
Yeah.
wouldn't know his face because
Yeah, he's always wearing a helmet. And,
Right. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's understandable. Anyway, so finally he cracks the window, and the officer says, "You either roll that window down and start listening to me, or I'm going to get you out of the car." He goes, "Matter of fact, step out of the car." And Tyreek goes, and Tyreek's saying something. He goes, "No, get out of the car. Get out of the car." Another officer comes up, and here's where it escalates, guys. And now, before I go any further, it's escalating, folks, and this is from a police officer's standpoint. I don't know what you're thinking in your heads, but this is from a police officer of 30 years, and I think I speak for the other guys on here. So 120 years of policing, this is the problem. We're pulling over somebody we don't know. 1, we don't know if he has a gun in the car. 2, drugs, contraband. Why isn't he cooperating? Did he just kill his wife? Does he have who knows what's going on with the guy, but for some reason he won't have a normal conversation with me.
Well, you can't stay in the car because the tent windows are so darkly tinted.
Right, and I can't see in the car when the
and
windows are
99% of the
because-
time, people would roll the window down. Yes, officer.
Yeah. This is
And
not
they-
this is
you
not
do your
usual
business.
behavior. Right, this is not usual behavior for a citizen. Citizens
All
mostly roll-
red flags.
Yeah, a lot of red flags. Good, that's a good way to put it. A lot of red flags. Anyway, so now they're saying get out of the car. So they're trying to open the door, and they think it opens out, but it doesn't. It opens up like one of those really expensive cars do. You know, the kind that go
Yeah.
up, vertically, so to speak. And then they pull him out of the car, which is what would happen to anybody, black, white, yellow, brown, green, regardless of gender. You get pulled out of the car, and you get handcuffed and secured and put on the ground and checked for weapons, right?
Yeah,
Because
right.
why are you acting like what's going
And
on?
two,
Are
you go along with that, Rod. Why would and I know we all know the answer, but why would you pull him out of the car if he's acting like that? Why would you take him out of the car?
to get him away from whatever's in the car.
Right, and you don't know what's in the car.
Right.
And with
He
all
could
these
reach-
red flags, what is in that
Right.
car, and what's he going to do with that?
Right. We call there's a term we use, the lunge area, where people have access to with their arm, a length of their arm, glove box, passenger seat, floorboard, above the car, over your visor, stuff like that. So we don't know what's in the car. So he's not cooperating. He's not doing what he's told. So they pull him out of the car and handcuff him. and have him face down on the ground, like they would do to anybody who acts like that. That's standard procedure.
Yeah,
as soon as
absolutely.
they patted him down, they stood him up, walked him over to the curb, and then they went to sit him down. Tyreek Hill said, I'll sit down here in a sec. Just give me a second. He never obeyed a command immediately. It was always an excuse not to listen. And his excuse this time, guys, was, just give me a second. I just had knee surgery. Like he's delicate and he can't kneel down.
But he's going to go play a football game.
He's going to ready to play a professional football game, one of the fastest men. And by the way, guys, that day, after the cops let him go,
touchdown.
he had like 12 receptions for 140 yards and scored a touchdown. That's how bad and sore his knee was.
Speaking of that, did you see when he scored the touchdown, what his teammate did with him?
Yeah, his routine when he scored the touchdown celebration was to turn his back, put his hands behind his back. His teammate came up, put handcuffs on him, like he was putting handcuffs on him, and walked him away. That was his. That's how he's making fun of this whole production now. But anyway, my point is this. One, I always look at it and I always ask people before they start complaining about how the cops' behavior was, which cops got aggressive with him, and I'm going.
Well, the bad guy dictates what the officer does.
Listen, did you see what they did? That's what Rod Data does. Okay,
yeah.
You do that to me, I'm pulling you out of the car, maybe through the vent window, and fucking put. Sorry, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And putting you on the ground and putting you in handcuffs. I'm going to sit you on the curb, and when we're all nice and friendly again, I'm going to say, why aren't you listening? What is going on? And find out what's going on.
Well, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me just finish my rant.
All right. Sorry.
From the start.
It's only our show.
All of this could have been avoided if Tyreek Hill just rolled his window down and spoke to the officer. Yeah. That's
Correct.
all he had to do. But instead, here are the key things. One, he didn't listen to any of the officer's commands. Two, he went straight to his phone. Why don't we want him to go to the phone? Because we've had people on traffic stops get on the phone and call their friends to do drive-by shootings on cops. So we don't want you on your phone calling because we don't know who you're calling to come to the scene. Possibly somebody to hurt us.
And we have the right to tell you can't do it.
Oh, yeah. We are
exactly
100% control in that scene. You may not like it, but that's what's
exactly
going to happen.
Right. And listen, if you don't like any of this stuff I'm talking about, folks, cry me a fucking river. Go and change the police academy. Go and change the police academy rules, right? Because this is what we're taught.
Go change case law.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, my thing is this. This is where I'm going to end on. Then you guys can jump in and annihilate this thing. My thing is this. If he would have just pulled over, rolled down his window, there's a good chance the officer would have said, "Oh man, you're Tyreek Hill? Got a game. Oh man, hey, slow down and wear your seatbelt." Right,
that's probably what would have happened.
Give me a touchdown.
Exactly what would have happened.
Yeah, and go Miami.
But when you come on with a fucking attitude like he did, I said fuck him, but Rod didn't.
And maybe the Tyreek Hill name doesn't ring a bell to this guy. Maybe he's not a football fan.
Well,
so maybe he doesn't even know till he gets back to the after he's been proned out, after he's been cuffed, after he's been. But Tyreek Hill, all this was brought on him by his behavior, and it's very telling, guys, when he says. He's yelling during the stop when they stand him up. He's yelling to his friends who are starting to stop and come by, "Call Drew, call Drew." It sounds like a little kid saying, "Call my mama, call my daddy." Yeah. Like he's a grown man. He's getting a traffic ticket,
and he's a millionaire. He can afford a traffic ticket.
He's a million. He can not. But it's almost like he's afraid. Tell Drew I'm getting arrested. Tell Drew I'm getting a ticket. It's like Drew's his agent, Drew, and it's like why do you need Drew? Like. Is it like your pacifier? Is he like your blankie? You're a grown freaking man. Get the traffic stop, take the citation or not, and go to the freaking game. Like, why do you have to make all this big thing? And now, the last time he got behind the microphone after this, and he's commenting, he goes, I want to help, along with the Miami-Dade police, I want to help solve this problem. We had George Floyd. He's comparing this to George Floyd. We had the George Floyd stuff, and this. What do we need to do? What do our people need to do? Almost like he's a victim. You're not a victim, motherfucker. You were driving fast, you got pulled over, and then you acted a fool. You got what you got. It was all because of you, fool. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do.
Right.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. It's like we said earlier. If he would have rolled down the window, he probably wouldn't have even got a ticket at all.
Might have
Yeah.
been asked for an
If he
autograph.
had, like say, he's a millionaire, he can afford a ticket.
No,
Might have been asked for an autograph.
the ideal play thing for him to have said, "Hey, listen, man, I'm so and so. I'm running a little late to my football game. I got to play football. I'm running late. I apologize for speeding. You know, if you want to issue me a ticket or whatever, that's fine. You know, I just got to get to the stadium so I can play, so I can work and earn money." But
Now, I
no,
didn't see-
he don't just
Right.
he decides to go the total opposite of that
Right.
and be a dick about it.
His first 5 responses to the officer was, "Don't knock on my window like that, no." Hey, can I see your license plate? Don't knock on my window like that.
Yeah, he just told a
And
lie about
that's-
everything that
that's
press,
just
that
a
press
sin-
release.
That's just a sign of his arrogance and entitlement.
That's it, right? It's also a sign that he didn't have his license, which
Hey.
he didn't have on him.
And I tell you this, a case, good example. You know, it's apple and oranges. But I stop a guy it's late at night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He is speeding. I stop him. It's an older fella, and he is sitting up in his seat, his arm on the backrest of the seat. He's popped on and says, "Officer, write me a ticket. Come and go. Let me go. Either one, because I am about to crap on myself." And he had that sweat on his forehead and stuff. Said, "Dude, be careful." See you
Carry
later.
on.
And the guys, I tell this during the briefing. The next day, everybody's, "Oh man, he got one over on," and he may have, but who hadn't been in that situation? But he complied. He was truthful, and I cut him loose.
Well, if he had some sweat beads too, you know, there's other
Oh man,
indicators.
he
that
had to
maybe-
look. He
maybe
had to
something's
look.
going on. Yeah, maybe something's going on.
And how many times too does situations that escalate start from someone just not doing what they're supposed to do?
Well, and a sidebar of this is they didn't raise any Hades about the
You can
racist
say hell.
stuff.
You can say
because
hell on this podcast.
I'm afraid I'm not taking a drink and about drunk. Is
Don't worry, Rod's not done yet. We're not
No,
done.
we still got 23
way to go, hound dog! I lost my whole train of thought.
Ah, shit. Hit the button.
Well, how about this? You know, if he would have rolled up that window like he did, I am surprised that window didn't get shattered.
Oh, but so body cam showed second officer says, "I'm going to smash that window." And when he did that, the window came down.
Yeah, I would. I mean,
Yeah. And that
Who
would have
had-
been justified too. And everybody goes,
Yeah.
"That's too aggressive." No, it's not. Do the job or shut up.
You don't
Just-
know what's
just
inside that
comply.
car.
Hey, the bad guy
Just
dictates what
comply.
you do. You're exactly
Right.
right. The bad
Just
guy
comply.
dictates it.
You don't know
Slow.
what's
Just
inside that
comply,
car.
right? Just do
And
what
if
you're
you
told.
ask for it,
Yeah.
you're gonna get it.
Yep. You'll
Yeah.
You
never.
sit there and think about it. Who has not
Oh,
been stopped
oh.
at some point?
Everybody's
Speeding
been.
water.
Here's
I've
my
gotten
point.
tickets. I've
Here's
gotten
my
tickets.
point. I've got my thought process back.
Uh-oh.
The three
Danger.
officers, the regional officers there, all the officers there. Yeah, you're right. Rare moment. We're all Hispanic, not a white officer on the scene. That's why that wasn't more exploded or
exploited.
than it was.
And that's why it may not become more of a big deal than it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is.
and there's nobody was hurt, nothing like that. The visual though that they try, it's always the media. And the sad thing is, guys, this is the truth. And listen carefully to this. The first time you hear about a story is usually the thing people run with,
Right.
and it's usually wrong. So
Okay.
the headline: Tyreek Hill pulled from car, laid on ground and cuffed. Police brutality? Question
And if-
mark.
and
That's
one-
all they fucking. That's all they see, right? And then
So
when you
one
go
of the-
back and say, "But did you see the body cam? Did you see this?" Oh, I didn't see. But people already got their idea in their head. Police again, getting a rich black guy with a nice car. That's all. Even though it had tinted windows and no one knew what color the guy was driving the car going by, he was just speeding.
But you know, the
I
first
could,
the first headline I saw was Tyreek Hill arrested. He wasn't arrested.
he was never. He was detained, given two
traffic
citations,
ticket.
and left. Gone. Yep,
Yeah,
never-
but
he
the
wasn't
first
arrested.
the first highlight was Tyreek Hill was arrested. He wasn't arrested. And give him a traffic ticket.
Well, see, another sidebar as well is I done a heavy pour there because I knew we were going to be doing more drinking there.
Because you think about it too, could they not have charged him with RDO and taken him to jail?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
easily.
they could have easily.
And that's resist,
And-
obstruct, delay. Okay, folks. So when you don't do what you're told, you could be. That's a charge. It's a mistake.
He could have gone to jail over that.
and missed,
Yeah,
missed
if
the
you
game.
resist,
He could've said, "You ain't
delay,
going to the
or
game."
obstruct an officer and performs his duty.
Yeah, I would have laughed too if the guy who pulled him over had something on his. I make fun of this. They were playing Jacksonville. They had a Jacksonville sticker on it, bumper sticker. Took Tyreek to jail. Let me DraftKings. Let me throw $100 on the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, another thing too, during his press release, he said the officer's on administrative leave, and a lot of times when you have that type of complaint against you, they'll put you on
Yep.
leave with pay.
Yep.
Yeah, not because you
They're
did
probably
anything
just
wrong.
waiting for this to
Just
blow
in
over.
case.
Yeah.
while they're doing the investigation, because we always want to
Standard procedure.
we always want to. We always want to be on the side of good. So if something was wrong, we got the officer away and we're sitting him down for a minute, and we're going to figure this out. And he's going to go right back on the road because he didn't do anything wrong. They might say, you know, of course, because he talked like me a little bit at the end there, like, you know, just give you a license, you're going to jail. Give me a, you know, he started getting aggressive with the guy because Tyreek wasn't listening, you know,
right.
And the other people showing up.
Well,
He's a football player.
The officer just brought up to his level.
Yeah,
bad
these
guys
are football
escalate.
players. These other guys showing up, getting out of cars.
They're not little dudes.
Dude, they're not little dudes. They're 6'4" and 6'5" and 300-pound guys getting out of cars. And everybody's, why is there 4 or 5 officers? Because there's 15 damn freaking people walking around.
Yeah.
Like, and what does it matter to you? They're not doing anything. They're just there.
Yeah, the whole starting team.
Good Lord. If you're going to have anybody backing you up, I would like to have it. Tyreek Hill's no little guy either.
No.
Golly. You know?
There pretty much are no little guys in the NFL unless you're a kicker.
Exactly.
Well, can you imagine the headlines that went something like this? The Miami Dolphins starting lineup went to jail today for a traffic stop involving Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. The entire starting lineup. All of a sudden,
was
Vegas,
Metro Days scores first points.
Yeah, Vegas betting odds. Oh my God, everybody's going crazy. Yeah, but just to button this up, everybody out there listening, please, just if you get pulled over, just roll your window down, smile, and say, "Officer, what can I do for you?"
If you have agreements, fight it in court.
Hey,
You cannot win in the street. You'll never win in the street.
You're absolutely right, Rod. That's
like
sound
Richie guys.
advice.
Yeah.
I've been stopped several times as well. When the officer gets to my window, it's down. My hands are out, and they're facing him like this because I carry a concealed weapon. Mm-hmm. My hand's right there, and he says, "Driver registration says, officer, I got a concealed weapon." He said, "Well, tell me where it's at." And I said, "I'm a retired police officer and have a concealed carry permit. What do you want me to do?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why you should do it.
Exactly right.
And they're going to be, okay, just do this, and they're going to give you what they want you to do.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Yep.
So anyway, I hate it because, you know, stuff like this, you know, especially when he has a microphone, he has a platform, which is sad because he's a moron, right?
And little kids worship these football players.
Yes,
all because he's an athlete.
Exactly, because he runs fast and can catch a ball, which I really admire. That's great. It's great. He's a great athlete. I'm not taking it away from him. It's awesome.
He's a really good athlete.
He should keep his mouth shut.
He's an entertainer.
Because he's immature and he hasn't been brought up right.
And
something's wrong.
That's not the thing he says.
In the grand scheme of things, he's no better than any person out there.
Hey, the thing about it is, man, he sat there on his conference, on his what do you call it?
Press conference.
Press conference, and he sits there and says, "You know, I didn't cuss the officer. My mama raised me better." And the next sentence was the F-bomb.
But what about?
And, you know, I don't even care about that. I just care that he doesn't know the common courtesy. He said, he made a comment, "My uncle taught me to do this when a police officer pulls me over." So if your uncle taught you to do what you did, maybe you shouldn't fucking listen to
Maybe
you shouldn't listen to your
well.
uncle. Yeah, because it's wrong. You leave your window down and you talk to the officer politely.
Hey.
And you get out without a ticket most of the time. Am I right,
Just
guys?
because you're athletic doesn't mean you're smart.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against you, Rod.
Deserve special treatment.
It's true. That's true.
And that's the thing with a lot of athletes; they think they deserve special treatment just because.
I wonder.
Go ahead.
I wonder how many interviews he's done since this incident happened that he started out said, "You know what? I was going 100 miles an hour in a 55-mile zone. The police officer pulled me over, and I started being an ass about it." Mm-hmm. How many of those interviews do you think would happen?
Yeah, and you know what? And I was wrong. That was the wrong thing to do. And if you listen to me, kids, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's very
the sad
simple,
thing
guys.
is you'll have kids like, "Oh, that's Tyreek Hill. He doesn't do anything like that. He's right just because he's Tyreek Hill. He plays professional football."
And that's the whole problem, guys, because a lot of times we talk about this all the time. The reason, Rod Naders, that the reason we have the problems we have today is the family unit's broke, right? Kids are not being raised by their parents correctly. They're being raised by their peers. They're being raised by TV. They're being raised by rappers, whatever the hell it is, and they're turning out to be little punks, and it doesn't translate into being good adults. And there you have the problem, because father's not in the homes and mother, whatever the problem is. And this is just my son has been pulled over by the police 2-3 times since he's got his license. He's 20 years old. Every time he rolls down the window and says, "Yes, sir, officer, what can I do for you? Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yeah.
He was put in the back of a police car in handcuffs. And he still was, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Guess what happened? Let him out of the car. Didn't get a ticket. Nothing. It was something his friends did, but he was involved.
Yeah.
And just he knows. He just knows.
Got to be respectful. Be respectful.
Yeah, that's it.
But
All
the
we're
thing
trying to do is keep everybody safe.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get everybody home safe, and we really don't want to take anybody to jail.
And here's the thing,
honestly,
too,
guys,
Rod.
you know,
Paperwork is an hour and a half
Oh, my
out of your
God.
day.
Court,
It's probably
court.
time to go to lunch. You got court.
yeah.
And here's another
Courts
thing
have killed
too.
me.
You know, even some of your good kids that are not bad kids, their parents don't teach them this.
Right.
Even your good kids, they don't tell you, okay, if you're get stopped, this is what you do. This
Yep.
is how you do it.
Right.
Be respectful.
How about this?
If you think you're wrong, we'll handle it in court.
Right. How about this? Have you guys? I don't know. When I was on duty all the time, I was in a uniform. Whenever I'd see a little kid, the first thing I think in my mind was, first of all, I love seeing little kids. I'm just a kid guy, and I look and I'll give them a smile or look at them, maybe give them a wave. And the first thing they do, I always know how their parents are, because if the kid goes, kind of makes a face and looks away, I know their parents hate cops.
Yeah.
And their
Some
teachers,
bags.
kids hate cops. Yeah.
One-
And the kid
one-
that comes and runs up to me and hugs my leg and asks for a sticker, I know they've been raised to like
Well-
police and to trust police. You
And
know
I'm
what I'm
going to
saying?
tell you another
Man.
thing, too. And I know every one of us has dealt with this. How many times have you been somewhere, whether you're working off duty or just working, and you see a family and they got kids, and and the parents will tell them, don't do this or I'm going to give you to him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have
Oh,
I'm gonna have
and
a police
I-
officer arrest you.
That's exactly right.
I have-
Winds me up.
I have called parents out for doing that. In front of
me
their
too,
kids,
me
I have
too.
called
I
them
tell you, I
out.
had one. I was working off duty at Market Street. The restaurant used to be on 321.
Yeah.
And they had their little girl, and they said, "Hey, if you don't behave, I'm gonna give you to him." I was like, "Here, give him to me." I picked her up and said, "You're too cute. I couldn't take you to jail." And this little
Yeah.
4-year-old girl, I carried her around the restaurant. Like, I
Now
wouldn't
that
do
nasty
something
fat thing you call a mama.
And I'm like, why tell them that? Because one, they're going to grow up to hate you. Two, if they need you, they're not going to want to come call the police.
Oh
The
yeah.
thing that got me was not that they would hate us, that they would be scared of us.
Yes, and that
And
burns
you need them to
me
come to
up.
you when they need help. They should find a
I
police
can go
officer,
good.
look for a police officer. Not he'll arrest you, take you to jail, and then they fear you. You
Yeah.
know, that's not the way to go.
That's a pet peeve of mine. And how many times have we all heard that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if I could say anything, parents, don't tell your kids that. Don't
Happens all the
fucking tell them that.
I can't stand.
You
it.
know what? I
And
used,
I hate
I
to
used
call
to
out the
love.
parents too, but
I used to love when a kid would be staring at your police car, to be like in awe of your car.
yeah.
And I'd always get them to say, "Hey, come here, check it out." I open the door, let them sit in the front seat, let them look at the radio, and turn
Hit the siren.
turn the blue lights on for them. The next thing you know, the kids start hitting buttons, pressing the siren,
Oh yeah.
and I
They
just
love
sit there, and I would let it go off. I just like, yeah, whatever. People be looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Let the kid play."
And how many of us have kids, that people don't understand, and this is, and I'm going to kind of get off a little tangent, but people don't understand the cops, the police are people. Just because we have a job, just because we do certain things, and we do certain things that some people don't want to do, and we get our hands dirty, we still are people. We have kids, we have family, we have mothers,
Oh, yeah.
we have fathers,
Exactly right.
brothers, sisters,
Yep.
and we're human, and just like everybody else. And people don't get that, and to tell your kids that just irks me to no end.
Well, I tell you, the apartment complex I lived in full time before I moved up here full time to the mountains. The kids call me Popo Steve, and I come in like working on Saturday or something like that. And if I drive through there real slow, they'd all stop me. Hey, can I get a ride? I can tell it now. Man, I bet I had 8-10 kids at one time riding them around the parking lot in the police car.
Oh no shit. Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Like I say, same thing like Hound Dog said. They go to the intercom. Hey, mom.
Yeah, let them
Anyway.
do whatever they want to do. I didn't care.
Oh yeah, let me enjoy this. Guys, we are 54 minutes in this podcast. Is there any of the topics we want to cover right quick?
Yep. I want to cover.
Rod's always got something.
Anybody besides Rod Nader won't talk.
I got one in the back.
I'm about drunk. He talks much more. I'll be drunk.
It might have an F-bomb or two in it too, but this shit's crazy. Here we go. This is in Stark County, Ohio. There's been rumors about Stark County, Ohio, and Ohio in general with Haitian refugees
That dog's ready.
being
I'm ready.
being funneled in there. Well, this particular lady hasn't been identified as a refugee or anything, but she was arrested for allegedly killing a cat and eating it in front of the neighbors while they watched her eat the cat.
What?
According to the charges, she's a 27-year-old woman arrested by police in Ohio for allegedly killing and eating a cat.
I've got everything but a cat noise on here.
So literally, she's eating. You know what? According to court record, what? I didn't say it. I just alluded to it. Jeez. According to court records filed in Stark County, Alexis Talia Farrell of Canton is charged with injuring animals, prohibitions concerning companion animals, and disorderly conduct. Long story short, she stomped the head of a cat, killed it, in a residential area in front of multiple people in a housing complex, and then began to eat said cat. Initial bond. Go ahead.
Did she cook it first?
She just killed it and started to eat it.
What? Raw cat?
Raw cat, it looks like. She's scheduled for court on August 26th, and this was in Ohio.
Ohio.
She still looks hungry. I'm just saying.
She looks like. Hey, I think they wrote a song.
She's probably gonna wish she had that cat when she's eating jail food.
So many places we can go with that.
There's so many places we go with this.
And I'm so glad you guys took the high road and didn't.
Just one thing, everybody raise a glass. What the fuck is going on with these people?
I'll tell you what's going on.
I have no idea.
Cat's in a kettle at the Peking moon.
Yeah, that's what it was. She wanted a little Chinese food, man. That's all she wanted.
Oh, my God. She could have just went down to the Chinese joint and got some General Chow or some shit.
She ever read the Dynasty.
She had some Kung Pao. Kung Pao.
So I'll tell you this real quick. We get a robbery call. We get a robbery call one night over at this Pizza Hut.
Like Ting Tong Crat.
Like right there at Union and Hudson, you know what I'm about? Yeah, I take Justice, and I'm going to start the track. Try to track the guy that robbed the store. And I go behind and it hooks behind the Chinese restaurant. And there's like 7 cats behind the Chinese restaurant. I'm like, no, this is not happening.
They were probably hiding.
Were they panned up? No. Were they in a pan?
They were being fed. They were being prepped and fattened up.
Damn.
Oh,
it's like, you can't make this shit up.
Oh, my God.
All right, anybody else we can offend tonight before we get off here?
No.
Let's see.
I'm going to offend Kamala because I'm going to cuss her ass here in a little bit when I'm watching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Hey, as the night of the taping of the show is the debate.
Yeah,
yes.
They're doing it right now, and I got it on. I'm going to rewind it and watch it. So
September the 10th is when we're recording this. We always release it the following Monday.
Yep.
To the public.
And actually, go ahead.
It gives me time. Gives me 3 or 4 days to get it edited and get it out there.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Which actually, today's September 10th. Tomorrow's September 11th. And I am going to 3 September 11 ceremonies tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
good deal.
Nice.
Good deal.
Cool.
Yep.
Man, a couple of topics we just couldn't get to. Maybe we'll get to it next show. Be about a week late on things.
But I mean, we've got just ad lib off the cuff and then.
We filled this hour up.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
We did.
I guess lessons learned here is guys on traffic stop, just cooperate with your officer. Officers won't want any problems.
That's easy to do. Just
we want to go home. We don't want to.
Like you're talking to the person at the grocery store. Just normal conversation. Just, officer, I do something wrong. If you know what you did, I'm sorry. I'm in a hurry. Just be honest and polite. It's not a big deal. Unless you got a kilo in your car, then you might want to say, I'd rather talk to my lawyer.
we want to go home safe. We want you to too. Nobody wants to get hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know what? My grandmother, she always said, treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
You need to be a little nicer us in there, hound dog.
Well, look underneath my name.
I like that, hound dog.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I don't want to say it because I'd make you guys dig another drink. And you're
we're getting ready to be done, so why not?
Underneath Hound Dog's name, it says, go fuck yourself. This is what his title is.
Yeah, on our screens, of course. Nobody but us can see that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that doesn't apply to all of us in one show.
I think we need a tally on Ross Porter's drinking
15.
game.
You're at 15 right now.
15 F-bombs, which means 15 shots, which means we're probably all pretty toasty.
This shot is the same thing as the 45 long Colt.
That's exactly right. And the reason it's called a shot, again, to recap, is because you trade a bullet for a shot of whiskey back in the day. It was about the same value.
Hey, I could get some
didn't-
liquor if I go to my closet. I could get a lot of liquor.
I got a lot of shots.
Dobie, you didn't think I would know that, did you?
No, I'm impressed. I figured you would know it before.
Yeah.
Slow
Hey,
did.
but did you guys know how long it took me to go dig out this one bottle of Knob Creek at all my other Knob Creeks?
Oh Lord.
I know, because you got a whole plethora of Knob Creeks.
Sure, Mr. Knob Creek.
And there it is.
There it is.
All right, guys, we are out of time. Any last words, shout outs?
Button this shit up. I got to go watch a debate and watch Kamala Harris
I
shit
do
herself.
have one quick shout out. Shout out to Cleveland County Sheriff's Department and Shelby PD. So, September the 12th is the anniversary. Y'all may know this,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Officer
Yeah.
Timber King, who was a canine officer, was murdered in line of duty.
Yep. I remember
September 12th is his anniversary of his Into Watch. So shout out to them, thinking about them. We actually went out and helped try to find this guy. I met this guy in jail. Cold motherfucker. Just does not care. He'll kill again if he gets a chance.
Now, Cleveland County is neighboring county, guest county that we all policed in. With
Right, Shelby,
policed
North
in.
Carolina.
And it
Cleveland
is
County
North
is the
North
county.
Carolina.
Shelby's the county seat.
Yep.
Tim was shot and killed in line of duty. I believe it was 14, 16 maybe. But September 12th was the
Drink to,
date.
let's have a drink to him.
Yeah.
And listen, while we're at it, guys, I'll save you the trouble. 9/11 tomorrow, obviously. Near and dear to my heart. Twin Towers taken down. I'm never going to let that go. I'm from up there. I had some friends die in that
Right.
tower who were firemen. So
Yeah.
Probably some still people dealing with that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cheers to you.
All right, guys, just that leads into a good segue is drink responsibly. We don't promote drinking and driving. Each of us
What's the
are at
number, Reg?
home. Yeah, each of us at home. We're not going nowhere. We're in for the night. We don't,
Yeah.
we're not going out our own homes. We do enjoy alcoholic beverage. Sometimes a little overindulging, but we're at home and someone's here to take care of us.
Yep.
I've got a
We're
bird
just going
here.
to go cuss Kamala.
What's the final tally, Slow? 15?
15.
All right,
Got to do
15.
one more. Can't end on an odd number.
Oh, no, we got to go 16? All right, here's to us, boys. Those like us, damn few left. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
All right, keep in mind that if you like what you hear on the show, please like us. Please hit that subscribe button, that thumbs up button, please. We need the love. That's
the
going to
number.
hot burn there.
And leave a comment.
Slow's
Yeah, leave a
tongue is
comment.
swelling up.
What's the number, Hound
Try and
Dog?
talk.
988.
988.
I didn't know your
sorry.
name was Hound Dog.
Sorry, Hound Dog. I thought you were looking for the number.
Yeah, if you need.
He
No,
just- He's just ready to
smart.
watch his vice president.
oh, Dobie.
Just kidding.
Don't go there. But anyway, as always, let's drink about it and drink responsibly.
Sir.
Yeah, we told what the number is for the PTSD.
All right, suicide hotline, PTSD,
988.
issues, 988. There's somebody on there.
Yeah,
gonna
reach
answer
out to somebody.
24/7.
Reach out to us. Reach out to
Yeah.
a buddy, man.
Yeah,
You're not
call us.
alone. You're not alone.
Remember,
Exactly.
officers, one every other day kills himself. We don't need that.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, correct.
Let's save some lives.
Always use first responders. Please make it home safe to your families.
It's been a Studio 77 production. Boom. You mean it's over? Well, shit.